what's going on, everyone? Checking my levels, first thing I always do. Let me know if there's wonky audio issues. But welcome to another Rokoko Office Hours. I'm Sam Lazarus, Creative Director for Rokoko. And this is a time when I'm just here live to talk about Rokoko motion capture, other types of motion capture, workflow issues, go down tangents and rabbit holes. Usually we record some free mocap that we give out to everyone. And so we'll take some requests to create mocap if anybody wants some mocap made. Otherwise, I'll just do my own thing and make some mocap. And then we kind of focus on something creative in the back half of the stream. And so today, besides making some mocap, we are going to be taking a look at, come on, I need my circle. I need my cute circle here. Oh, it was, hold on. Boom. Where am I? I'm not here. Okay. Well, yeah, this is the Reallusion, oh God, I'm frozen now. Okay. Well, we'll sort that out in a second. What's going on? Okay. Working again? Nope. This is what happens every single stream. But yeah, in the background, so this is, as I figure this out, this is the Reallusion AccuRIG system. There we go. So this is a free rigging program from Reallusion that does the same thing that, Mixamo does, which is an auto rigger, right? Or Auto Rig Pro in Blender. Or some of the other rigging tools, but this is completely free. It's a standalone program. I think you probably need a Reallusion ID to use it, which is a free, you just need an account, and it does a fantastic job actually of rigging. And because Mixamo is now locked behind the Adobe paywall, which most people have Adobe products, so they have access to Mixamo, but if you don't, this is great, and this is kind of maybe even better than Mixamo. So really cool little program. This was just an OBJ that I got online, a little Deadpool fellow, and rigged it up super fast and easy, a bunch of options. So we'll get into all that kind of in the back half of the stream. In the meantime, hold on, am I gonna be able to get my circle? What's going on here? There we go. I need my circle for later. That's the fancy thing. Not for now. So yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to just go to load character, exit out of that. We are going to make some mocap because we need some mocap to put on our rigged character, right? So I've got my smartsuit Pro 2 on. I'm gonna throw on my smart gloves and we're gonna make some Rokoko motion capture. And as always, if you have requests, if you wanna see something in particular, I will faithfully try to act it out as best as I can. Peter. They need a face rigger baked in. Yeah, that would be amazing. I imagine that's a whole other thing, kind of, because it's, I don't know. It's just, faces are so tough. But yeah, I we do have contacts at Reallusion, but then, I don't think that, I'm sure that they already wish that they could have a face rigger solution, and it's just not that simple, I would imagine, just knowing how difficult it is to do face rigging. But you could take, if you have a character that's already rigged with its face, chances are its skeleton is already rigged, right? I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up next meeting. I'll ask them. I'm sure that they will be like, sure. Yeah, that'd be great. But tough. Can you do that for us? Is there any auto face riggers out there? There's Rigify has like a facial bone structure that it gives you in Blender. Do my calibration pose. By the way, that was, as I like to point out, some people have seen Rokoko tools in action, some people haven't. Just plugged in my suit. One calibration, ready to record. Dominant media, dope. That's awesome. I'm hoping you're liking it. Do you have a glove ready version or a non-glove ready version? Do you have hand sensors in there? Because there's advantages to both. Both can use gloves, obviously, but the non-glove, the version that has a hand sensor in it, you can do. Nice, Peter. Thanks. So the disadvantage with that will be, I mean, I did this for years. It doesn't matter. You just have to power the gloves separately, right? So you just put a small battery pack in the back. You power the gloves. You put wires through. The really awesome thing about the non-glove ready version, which makes me, I'm always like, should I just? So I throw it on sometimes specifically for this. It does looping like perfectly. Because you can make walk cycles and things in Rokoko Studio. I don't know if you have seen that functionality before. Let me do it right now because I think it's one of the coolest things. But if you're using a glove-ready version of the suit, it just messes up the hand, so you have to do more work in post. If you have a non-glove-ready version, then it's like it just works right out the box, and you can like throw those walk cycles into Houdini or Blender or whatever. And yeah, so if I were to like do a walk cycle here, cool kid walk cycle, you know, so I'm just in my little office, I do my little walk. Normally I would, you know, I'd go, okay, let's just do a little bit of cleanup really quickly. Always got to do cleanup for your Rokoko, you know. Boom. Boom. Oh, nope. Boom. Boom. Okay, so here's my walk cycle, right? Let's say it's left foot, right foot coming off the ground. So you hold down shift, you create a segment, and then you go and like, you know, so that's like one walk, right? Right foot coming off the ground both times. Loopable, start from origin, align motion to axis, close loop, process changes. And now, oh, you got a walk cycle, which is like so great. But you can't really tell in this example, but the hands, if they're at your side, they're okay, but they're not actually correct. But if you have a non-glove ready version of the suit that you're doing this without gloves plugged in, it just is like perfect. And I don't know, this is such a, hey, Kana, what's going on? Kana holding down our Discord, VTuber extraordinaire. Amazing creator. But yeah, super, I love this function. Oh, it's just so great, so underused, and it's like, custom walk cycles are so fun to be able to export this out and just have one clean looping cycle, right? Anyway, super cool. We'll keep this take. It's not bad. But yeah, you can see as soon as I hit pause, right, the hands jack up. So, oh, nice, Kana. That's good. Oh, 4 suit problems. So lame. So that's good that everything's working. I have to check out the stream. I haven't been on the stream in a little while. Okay, so, you know, as I said, if anyone has any mocap requests, shoot them my way. Otherwise, what I've been trying to do is like maybe do little scenes every week, because normally what we do, nice, Kana, yeah, it can be, the calibration can be really good. This calibration, yeah, we're looking at improving it even further too. Yeah, I know. The clapping is looking really good. Luke, what's going on? Amazing Rokoko team member. He's one of the people holding down our one-on-one demos, which you can book for free to go through your workflow questions, which I would recommend doing if you're interested in a suit. Yes, Cedric, sorry. I don't know why it's not. You have to copy the URL. It's a short URL thing. We need to fix that. But yeah, you just have to copy it and paste it. Sitting down mocap would look like, okay, what's some sitting down? I mean, we can just do some sitting. I'll just do some sitting down. So the Rokoko suit works off of foot contact with the ground. So the only thing with sitting that's important is just keeping your feet planted In fact, I can show you what happens if you, so this is sitting, right? My office chair. But if I sit and I start moving my feet around, it doesn't like that. You could turn on treadmill mode or something maybe to fix that sort of thing, which is treadmill mode is a feature where it locks your hips into place. But that being said, like I bet I can even do a spin in my office chair. Let's try that, just out of curiosity. Yeah, so maybe you could fix that. You could also like turn on treadmill mode, right? You'd have to fix some of that stuff. But yeah, you know, foot contact with the ground. That's how Rokoko works. But yeah, let's try a little, I can try crossing my legs. That's probably something that you need to fix. Yes, foot contact with the ground is really important, and that's why cleaning up your mocap is like such, it just takes 30 seconds. 30 seconds, go through, clean up the foot contact with on the ground for your feet. It is a night and day difference for, you know, the cleanup filters. And again, I'll open up that walk cycle. The cleanup filters that we have, and we'll do some cleanup on some takes. But down here, you can see these are the foot contact with the ground visualized, right? So this is the left foot is green, blue is the right foot. And if these are incorrect, you're gonna get really wonky stuff. So it's really important to make sure your foot contacts are correct, because sometimes they won't be recorded correctly depending on the movements, especially if you're running around a lot, like that's just a part of the system. And then also using our foot IK and drift fix filters, fantastic filters. Knee pop smoothing can really help. These are all just like, I actually, you know, I think that we call this cleanup, but it's not so much cleanup. I think cleanup is kind of a term in mocap world that like is scary. And this is really just error correction. This is just getting the performance you're supposed to get from the suit. And it just takes 30 seconds to do this cleanup, error correction, and then you get the performance that you recorded, right? So it's like, cleanup makes it sound like it's voluntary. It's really not. You really need to use these filters. A trampoline might work. I mean, you can jump around and stuff, you know? Again, you would record it and clean it up. But yeah, let's try crossing my legs under. Okay, but yeah, scenes. Let's record a mocap scene. And maybe it has to include someone sitting. So that could be like a negotiation between gangsters maybe that goes awry. So it could be like two gangsters sitting down at a table and like talking, and then like people behind them like standing menacingly, and then you know what it could be? Okay, it could be, and then like an assassin could come in and kill everyone. Because we're gonna be retargeting to Deadpool, is one of the characters I have in the AccuRIG. But we'll just do two gangsters. No, that's kind of lame. What else? Sitting down. People sitting down. Okay, we could do a fencing scene. No, that's kind of tough too. Yeah, there's always plans to fix all that stuff. So in theory, yeah, there'll be like limits on where your character can go. What are other usable ideas? Oh, you know what we could do? We could do like a dance circle. I'm always dancing. That's no good. What are other fun things that I'd want to render? A Deadpool related one. because we're gonna use Deadpool. Whatever. Okay, let's do two people negotiating, and then, and that's at least one scene. Okay. And if anybody has any requests, please put them in the chat, because you can see me spinning my wheels here. Okay, so I'm gonna do gangster number 1, like enters the room and like sits down, and then like, hey, they're arguing, sitting and eating popcorn. Okay, sure, let's do that. Let's do that right off the bat. I want a popcorn bucket to hold. Okay, this is my popcorn. Here we go. It's pretty damn good, as always. Beautiful, beautiful mocap recording. Look at that popcorn eating. My hand gets cut off? Oh, yeah, like Deadpool style. Yeah, I know. Kinda, you and me both. Anyway, so like sitting looks fantastic, and you could see even, so this is like one of our really important filters. Check this out. Look at my feet. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's easy to fix. You can see them sliding. If we just turn on the foot IK filter, process changes. They ain't gonna slide anymore. Stuck. Feet are stuck, not moving. So filters are really important. Can you bring in virtual assets? Not in this version. In beta, the plan is to be able to bring in objects and be able to bring in characters you can retarget to and stuff like that. Yeah, let's yes, Solid Cloud. This is the V2 suit. But you should be able to do everything we're doing today in the V1 suit. Okay. I don't like gangsters talking. That's so boring. You know what? We could do, oh, okay, this is good. Yes. We will do a control room, like, scene. So, or like it could be an Enterprise starship deck, so like flipping switches and like working a monitor and like using piloting maybe a joystick on your captain's seat. So control rig / cockpit, not control rig, should be control room mocap pack. So like holding a clipboard. Yes, okay, we're gonna do that. I like that. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is sitting at, so I want to turn off my background blur so I could use some of this. Okay. Let's do it. Yes, I know. Or just an Android solution, that would be the real thing. Okay, doing a calibration pose. Again, if anybody has any requests, they want to see things being done. You want to see how the suit responds. Also, how is the audio? Yeah, it's good. A little music is always good. Okay, control room, not control rig. So first one, sitting in my chair, flipping my switches, being a control person. Okay, so that's like a typing one. Now let's do like at a big control panel, flicking switches. Mateo, driving a rover full speed in irregular terrain. Sure. So this is one of those things that you would always need to do cleanup on. And we actually did a live stream a little while ago about driving, because driving is always one of those things where anytime you have digital interaction, you have interaction with digital objects. Like, I don't have a steering wheel, so inevitably my hands are going to be in the wrong place and stuff. So you would need to like kill all the animation on the arms and use an IK solution, lock them onto the steering wheel, and then you would turn the steering wheel and that would turn the arms. But the rest of the body would still have all your movement. And we did a live stream about that a little while ago. With these, yeah, I know, Billy. Okay. Yeah, let's do the rover. That's fun. Yeah, kind of thing. Not bad. Definitely usable. Yes, Will. So, if we've had circus performers and things like that, and what you would do for something like that is you would use treadmill mode. And so so this will be the rover. Pretty good. The way that Rokoko and inertial motion capture suits work is that these sensors, there's sensors throughout the suit, right? The sensors have no idea where they are in the room. The sensors don't know where they are. They're able to tell where they are because they know where they are kind of relative to the next sensor up the chain, right? All the way down to the feet. And that's why foot contact with the ground is so important. So but what we can do, so that's why kind of the hips won't track themselves in space if I'm just running or flying around the room on a trapeze. But what you can always do is you could turn on treadmill mode, and with treadmill mode on, it's hard to show, but your feet, don't need to know where they are, and you're still gonna get correct mocap. So you would do this, and then you would have to hand key it to wherever you were in your acrobatic performance or something. Okay, so right, control room. So we're gonna do more control room style toggle switches. Let's do it. Not bad, pretty basic. Oh, god damn, keep getting attacked by these freaking porn things. Oh no. Error apparent. We didn't mean to do that. Ugh. Okay, yeah. I can't make the chat subscriber base because not everyone subscribes. Okay, so now we're gonna do like a control, you know, clipboard checking things. You know, like overseer type person. Here, this is our clipboard. Make some room here. Okay, here we go. Control, what else happens in a control room? Control rig. That's good. That was a good couple. Okay, now I could just do a couple Deadpool ones and then we can move on to AccuRIG because I don't want to be on here forever. Okay, so let's do a little Deadpool, like draws his sword. You know, chops up bullets. Blowing people away, kind of thing. Okay, do a calibration pose. Maybe we'll just do like Deadpool drawing his sword first, kind of thing. Yeah, like Deadpool, like, oh no, oh no. You know, Spider-Man 2, Deadpool scared, and then maybe like shooting someone in the face. Just watched Deadpool recently. It was so good. Now let's try that again, but I'm not gonna do the kneeling. Do another calibration pose. There we go. That's not really how a gun would be fired, I think, so, but. Nice, this will be great. I think this will be kind of our AccuRIG take. Now maybe we can do the swords. Sure, a running loop. Let's do a running loop. I don't have a ton of room in my office, but we'll try it. Here, so this is definitely need to do some cleanup here. So this, yeah, so this, my foot did not. Just need to clean up these foot contacts really quick. This might be a little bit messy, but let's see what we got. Okay, so hold down shift, you can create a segment. Okay, we'll say left foot hits the ground is the start of our loop. Left foot hits the ground is the end of our loop. Make it loopable. We have tutorials on the channel that cover this. So I'd probably go and find like a bigger, oh God, space. This looks okay, it looks a little tilted. So I'd probably try and re-record this a couple times. And then, yeah, the hands are all jacked up when you're doing loops with the gloves, but you just have to fix that in post. Ugh, that was ugly. Delete. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, swords, Deadpool swords, and then I think we'll move on. Okay. Yeah, Bonga, you can get them, but this is just a little bit too small of a space. I'd probably like go out to my living room. Looks good. Okay, cool. So I think I'm gonna move on to the AccuRIG portion of this. And we are going to use, I think this is going to be our mocap that we're going to use to retarget to. So before we move on to AccuRIG, I'm just going to do some quick cleanup on this really quickly. Because again, as I said, this is an essential part, right? First thing that we always do, you go, make sure that your foot contacts are correct. Boom. Looks good. Yeah, looks good. So that's good. Then I'm gonna always turn on foot IK, turn on drift fix, because why not? It doesn't hurt to check. Drift fix, yeah, it looks good. I didn't really move around and it wasn't a long take. Foot IK is gonna keep my legs locked into place. So there was a lot of drifting. You could see sliding on my feet throughout that take. And I might actually also pop on knee pop smoothing. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, I don't like that. Let me try knee pop smoothing, you never know. And then, you know, sometimes you can just mess around. I don't like how that foot is locking, that leg is locking. But that's probably just what I was doing, I guess. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so this is what we're going to export out to Blender, and I'm going to, we're gonna change to sitting down. So I unplug my suit, gonna unplug my glovies, and we're gonna get into some Actor Core AccuRIG rigging. Let's take my suit off here. Yeah. Gotta keep my beanie on though. No. Die without that beanie. Put my, I got this little keyboard extender thing. Lower this guy down. Okay. And then most importantly, boom. Well, the fingers will look great. We didn't do a lot of finger testing, but here, if we, oh, you mean in the with the Actor Core, with the Actor AccuRIG thing? Yeah, because the mocap, the finger mocap is great on Rokoko, I think. Ooh, coffee. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna export this out. Yes, it's awesome, Randall. It's like, I actually think it's better than Mixamo, I think, which is really saying something, because that's been the standard for so long, and Mixamo isn't free anymore. So I'm gonna call this Deadpool gun fight. I'm just gonna export this. I'm gonna export it at 30 with a body mesh. Export. Okay. Ooh, and then I need my blur back on. Give me that sexy blur. Boom. So there, we've recorded mocap, exported out. Let's get into the, you know, the creative bit of this stream, which is the Actor Core AccuRIG. So I'm just gonna go to the website. Yes. So this is a rigging solution that is from Reallusion, which makes Character Creator 4 now and iClone 8 now, and Cartoon Animator, a bunch of programs. Really fantastic software. Can be expensive, which is what I love so much about this software, because it's absolutely free. And it's a standalone software, so you don't really need to use you don't need to use like their hub or whatever. It's just a standalone program. So you can find it, you just type in AccuRIG or Actor Core, you know, into Google, and you'll find it. Maybe we'll put this in the description or something. God, you can see all these different things. They have a motion library too, which is pretty cool. But we're gonna be using, that stuff's not necessarily free. We're gonna be using the rigging tool. So I'll exit out of the rigging tool. So we'll start from scratch. Open up the rigging tool, And first we're going to use this Deadpool OBJ, but then also I thought it might be fun just to go try to find some free OBJ on Sketchfab, and we'll try and use that. But I just want to go through the mechanics of how you do this first. So again, we have a unrigged character that is in an A pose. Specifically, this is a Deadpool little cartoon character that I found on I think on CG Trader, and so as soon as I load it in, sometimes it'll come in without textures, but as soon as I load it in, you do need the character to be symmetrical, which is typical, right? The same thing for Mixamo. You can, if the character doesn't come in on the right axis, it should be looking right ahead. You can, rotate it around or whatever. You can change the center line. So maybe it comes in and it's over to the right or something. You just want to make sure that center line is running down the center of its body, right? So this all looks good right off the bat, as most OBJs will. Hit rig body. It'll go through a little thing, it's placing the body joints. And man, there's so many aspects of this program that I think they've really nailed. So here's all the joints, but this is so great. To me, so this is obviously the head, this is the neck, this is the collarbone or the clavicle. I always kind of think of the clavicle being out here by the shoulder. But honestly, this is the first time I realized it isn't there. That's not where the anchor point of the clavicle bone is. And the way I figured that out is if you hover over any of these, they show you over here on the right where it should be, which is just fantastic. So if you have any doubts about where these things, I always thought the groin should be, well, this is pelvis, so in Mixamo it's groin. But I just think it's great that they show you where all of these things should be if you hover over them. So that's awesome. Obviously we can move these around if we needed to. We could also move them, we can move them separately. Can I undo? No, I can't undo. Or we could turn on symmetry and then it's gonna move them together. That's not gonna affect anything. It's where it should be. Okay, so that's the body, right? Hey, random noise, what's going on? Thanks, I'm happy you like the suit demo. We'll make all the mocap free, probably later today or this weekend. Anyway, next thing, rig right hand. So this is also really cool. It's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna go in and kind of automatically rig the hand for you. You generally need, when you have an OBJ that you're using with an auto rigger, you want the fingers to be, you don't want it to be like this. They need to be separate a little bit. Most characters come with separated fingers, but that's just something to know. In Reallusion tools, rotate and stuff are different hotkeys. C, hold down C and click to rotate. Hold down X to move. Hold down Z to go in and out. So C, and you can see, so it nailed these, right? Actually, this could look, or no, this is right. So yeah, again, the fact that it tells you where these should be is so great. And specifically, you can see on the thumb, this is too low. So just move that up, move up the middle joint, boom, looks great, fixed. Do the same thing for the rig left hand. Move the thumb up. I found that the thumb proximal joint, which is the first joint of your thumb, is a little bit off sometimes. But how do you hard user? So frustrating. I don't know how to fix that in the long term. Okay, but anyway, so you could do different number of fingers when you're rigging, stuff like that. So it's easy to do. There's all these things that you can kind of change. You can change the joint opacity. Lots of little things. But really, I've found right out of the box, it's amazing. Finalize character. And it's done, which is so great. Because in Mixamo, you really did not have, especially for fingers, you couldn't go in and make sure that they were right, and you'd often get very bizarre choices, things in the rigging. So go to acting, like look at this, and I don't like, look at how good that is. I don't know if this is just a particularly well-rigged character, like well-proportioned character, but the contact with the hips and the hands is just like amazing. I don't know, the rigging and the animation is all doing something really great. So I want to go into Sketchfab and find like a gorilla or something with really long hands and see how if you get clipping or if it's addressing things like that, which might be just some Reallusion magic happening in the background. But either way, like, this is great. And it's great that they give you all these, like, you can see the effects of your rig, specifically right on the stretching one. You're like, does it have any, this character, for example, has this, like, he's got I'm gonna pause this, but he's got like a band that's wrapping around his back that you could get some weird clipping issues with. So you can like go through and make sure that this looks good, and it does. It looks great. So impressive. So I don't think I have to hit T-pose, but when I export this out, I think it will export out in a T-pose. One thing that I have found though is that, and we'll get to this because we're gonna go into Blender to do this retargeting. It'll export it in a T-pose, but it won't. That's not going to be its rest pose. So when you're retargeting stuff in Blender, in Cinema 4D, not in Maya, you need to have the character have its rest pose be a T-pose, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. But if we hit export, we can export USD. Obviously, it works fantastically well with all the Reallusion programs, but we're going to go into Blender. Gives you all these options. Honestly, I would prefer just to have a standard FBX instead of having these options, but you can, select texture size, original, embed textures, export, and I'm just going to save this in the project of this office hours. Deadpool, rigged Blender. Save. Boom. We're exported. So let's go through and retarget in Blender, and then you can see this is the last. I was playing with this earlier today and yesterday for a little while. But let's go into Blender now and retarget this. So yeah, retargeting in iClone is very simple. I mean, their whole system is great. The only thing that holds back Reallusion in general is just price. It's a lot of money, and it's a little bit of an opaque flow a little bit. They're some of the best tools for mocap retargeting. Is just, it can be difficult to tell what programs you need and stuff, but amazing stuff. So if you're bought into Reallusion, it's really easy to do mocap cleanup, for example. It's awesome tools. I think this auto rigger is one of the best things they could have done. It's really cool. I mean, we want an auto rigger. Okay, so here I'm in Blender 3.3.1. I'm going to import our character. Rokoko projects. Nope. Deadpool. Whenever you're importing FBXs into Blender with bones, you always want to go under armature and make sure that automatic bone orientation is checked. Import FBX. Looky what we got here. A little Deadpool. Does it have its texture on it? It does, but the texture needs to be changed to opaque, I believe. Right? Isn't that texture surface? shadow mode, blend mode, opaque. Yeah, there we go. And there's also like Reallusion makes plugins and stuff to make this easier. So one thing though, before we get started again, actually let's import the mocap. So this is the mocap we just recorded of Deadpool, free mocap 20, right? Deadpool gunfight that we did a few moments ago. Automatic bone orientation. Boom, here's our mocap. 750, I'm just gonna check the frame rate. FPS is 30, great. Boom, play back. Here's our mocap. I'm actually gonna also move, ooh, Deadpool out of the way. So here's our mocap, right? Oh no, wait a second. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so here's the very important thing with Blender, and again with Cinema, not with Maya, but in these two, or at least in the workflow that I'm going to be using, which is going to be retargeting using the Rokoko plugin, which is a free Blender plugin for retargeting mocap. Most plugins require that when you're retargeting motion capture, your the initial frame that you're retargeting on, which is frame 0 usually, or frame 1, both characters need, your mocap and your character need to be in the same pose. If your mocap's in an A pose, your character needs to be in an A pose. For us, frame 0 or frame 1 will always be a T pose, although we're working on an A pose export mode. So our character needs to be in a T pose. So this character looks like it's in a T pose, which would be fine in Maya. However, if we click on the character and we go to edit mode, this is the rest pose for this character, which is not a T pose. And if we were to go and try to retarget this, let me show you what would happen actually. Let's just do it. So using the Rokoko retargeting plugin, the source is our motion capture, the target is our Deadpool character, build bone list. AccuRIG is not built in by default to the Rokoko plugin, so I had to go and fill this out the first time I did this, and then I hit save, and then the next time I ever use AccuRIG, it does it automatically, but that's something you'll have to do, and we'll update the plugin to have AccuRIG bone maps be by default. You know, the other thing that I normally do is I just, in Blender, I try to make sure that my character's hips are at the exact same level as my mocap, because that will get less foot sliding. So that's the thing that matters, is the hip to ground. But anyway, let's retarget this, and you're gonna see something that doesn't look right. Because remember that the rest pose for our character is an A pose. So all the mocap is retargeted relative to the starting pose. So all this mocap is gonna look as if this was the starting pose. And you can see what that means, right? The arms are down by the same degree that they are from the T pose, relative to the T pose, right? So I hope that makes sense. So you need the rest poses to be the same. So, undo. Okay. So to fix this, I use a free add-on in Blender called the Cats add-on, which is a add-on for VR chat, but it has this fantastic apply rest pose mode. So if I click on my character and then I'm on the cat add-on tab, and I have a whole tutorial about fixing A pose in Blender for retargeting, I think on the Rokoko YouTube channel. So if you want to follow it step by step, you can go find that. If we hit start pose mode, it's gonna jump into the rest pose for my character, but then I'm just gonna grab the upper arm, put it in a T pose, grab the upper arm, put it in a T pose. I might also go in and just fix the thumbs. The thumbs should be when you're like you're trying to match the pose of your Rokoko mocap, and you can see the thumb is lying flat by the fingers, right? So it's just the same thing. You know, try to make it as close to the mocap as possible. But once I've made these changes, apply as rest pose. And now, when I click my character, I go into edit mode, that's its rest pose. And if I were to go and retarget this, it should look really good. The first, yeah, so yeah. Oh no. Oh God, please don't hurt me. Oh, wait a second, I'm Deadpool. I've got guns, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Not the most realistic. Looks great though. Oh no. And I kind of want to render this out. Yeah, it's a trigger. Am I pulling the trigger? No, I'm just. So then there's a whole process, of course. That's how you fire a gun. Yes, very quick to do, right? So one thing I'm really trying to figure out, especially because we have a really massive, some exciting Blender and general mocap stuff coming up, but getting this onto a control rig that is editable, I'm working on figuring out a better workflow for that. But you can see, like, feet look super good. This just like looks really good, baby. Oh no, oh God. Looks great. Okay, well, this looks awesome. Save. Deadpool gun fight. Just gonna save this because I want to go back and let's test this AccuRIG system with a free character that anyone can find, right? So let's open up my favorite sketchfab.com and let's go find a character. So explore creatures and characters. Want it to be downloadable. Oh, look, I mean, this guy would look really good right off the bat, but I want to find something that is atypical. I want to find something with really long arms or really short legs. I want to push, geez, look at that. I want to push this AccuRIG system. Ooh, Samus, cool. That would certainly push it. That's horrifying. That's Friday Night at Freddy thing. So this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. We could even type in gorilla, because gorillas have really long arms typically. Ooh, wow. Good looking stuff. Downloadable. I just want to, oh, here we go. I think this is it. Pretty freaky. I don't know about that. Let's find something else. Oh God, here we go. Oh no, I don't want rigged. I want unrigged. What's this? 2.2 million polygons ain't gonna work. Here we go. This is gonna be a tough one. This might be it. Very cute, but like, so this is, let's try this because I'm very curious. This is a very tough model to rig. I mean, Mixamo would do terribly with this. because the arms are just simply too close. But let's try it. I would not expect, wrong. I don't know if I can import that format. No. We're gonna look for something. We're gonna look for something. Free game character. Usually there's like a playlist. Yeah. Okay. Kung Fu Panda. Here we go. Oh wow, damn. Disney Magic Kingdoms. These are some good characters right here. Restricted models in this collection. Oh, that must be an NF, not safe for NSFW thing. Just accept. I'll accept your cookies. Yo, we're gonna get some weird internet stuff happening. I want my Kung Fu Panda, baby. Oh yes, totally. Right. Yeah, because it's a ripped model. Probably all these have been... okay, here we go. Somebody reposted it, though. There we go. You know, get ripped models at your own. At your own risk. Let's download. Oh, what the hell, man? GLTI. I don't know if... Can this load? No, FBX or OBJ. So I'd have to like bring it into another program to prep it. I just want to find a model that's just going to work right off the bat. So let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. That is a really cute Pikachu. And that would also be interesting to see what it does with the tail. Ooh, look at that guy. Nope, don't want humanoid. I want a very... Okay, here we go. How about you, buddy? Super long arms. And then I'm always curious to see what it'll do with the tail. Yes, download. Okay. And so there's a bunch of things that would make this a difficult rigging job for any program. One thing is that there's not 5 fingers, only 4. There's 3 fingers and a thumb. The fingers are not aligned, right? So they're in different, it's like in a weird pose. It has a tail. So always curious to see what it'll do with a tail. Cool character. I do not know how to get rid of those bots. Okay. Download Anthro T-pose. Let's add him to my... And actually I want to see maybe... Okay, so downloaded our tiger. Let's test this out. Desktop. Textures, Anthro T-pose. Importing model. Let's see. Very curious. So this is a heavier model. I didn't check the polygon count. 8.5, so not a lot. Oh, look at that, beautiful. Jetpack cat. Love Sketchfab. You can find amazing things. Just always make sure to give credit if you use free models. Ooh, look at this character rig. Ooh. This one's cool. Wow. Very nice. Easy to check the wireframe. Yeah, it's my favorite type of cloth, baby. One sheet. So easy to make that dynamic. This is a great little character. Beautiful. That's a save for later right there. Okay, look at this. So didn't like however it was textured, but this looks fine. So let's go through it. I mean, this happens on Mixamo all the time. You know, I might go in and like prep this model, like bring it into Cinema or Blender and then re-export it with the textures attached. So it's like one FBX. Okay, so yeah, it's hard to do with this. Can I change the lighting? No. I would almost rather it didn't have a texture on it at all. This looks correct though. Well, kind of. Okay, so no. So this needs to be fixed. This is the head. Head is up here. This is the neck. The neck is up there. Collarbone here, collarbone here. The rest of it looks good. Can I reset my view? No. Okay. Rig right hand, let's see what it does here. Ghazali, so we went through this a little bit earlier, but you know, I think the big difference, one of the big differences, ooh yeah, so it does not, oh no. Oh, there's no undo too, so that's a little bit of a bummer. So number of fingers, 4. So, you know, Mixamo is not free anymore, right? You need a Adobe subscription to be able to access it. This is completely free, standalone. Oh, interesting. So that really fixed it. That did a lot of work. The other thing is like, you can go in and do these tweaks on the hand, which is something that you could never do on Mixamo. Like that's great. So it really fixed that. So it thinks that, so here, it's got these claws, right? So we might just want to move everything up. Be a lot easier to do if this was textured. Rig left hand, probably gonna have to do something similar. Again, because it's thinking that these little fingernails are part of the finger, which they are not. We don't want them to be, I mean, we'll see what it does to this thing. I really have no idea. Either way, this is like a pretty tough thing to throw at it. And of course, it's not rigging the tail, but hopefully the tail just follows the hip bone. We'll see how it does the skinning. We'll see right here, finalized character. Yeah, AccuRIG I think is there. This is really great. I'm very pleasantly not surprised, but this is awesome. And even if it totally messes up this character, oh look, the thing popped up. So this is great. Look at this, looking great. Tail is not funkily skinned to the spine or anything. It's interesting that the texture popped in. I wonder what that's about. So the thumbs look a little bit funny. Wow, okay, so I'm impressed. I don't know what it's doing in order to get those hands to know where the hip width is. Maybe it's just luck on both the models we've used so far. But like this looks pretty good. You know what? And then I really want to I want to open this in Cinema just because I don't know how to do as much of this in Blender. This is great. I'm very impressed. The thumbs look a little bit funny, but that's fine. Acting. Yeah, okay, so that's more what I would expect, is that it doesn't quite know where the hands are. Because with a very humanoid model, it did a really, he's like cracking his knuckles, and like the contact was amazing. But anyway, this is like great. Okay, I gotta see if I can make this tail look really good. I would normally export a Maya, so I'm just gonna export a Maya. I wanna tiger test rigged Maya. And I gotta open up my Cinema. I gotta do it. Sorry. It's just where I'm most comfortable because I want to see if I can get this tail rigged up with an IK rig. Which we'll see. We could. It'll probably look okay. Groove into that music. Oh no, has it been repeating the same song the entire time? Cinema. Okay. Gimme that test tiger. How's it gonna import? Looks good to me. Needs to be, needs to be scaled a little bit. Looks like, okay, so if I were to now make this tail, we need to create a joint. Oh. Hey. What you doing? Where's that joint? Okay, here's our joint, right? Create a new one, go underneath it, create a new one, create a new one, create a new one, create a new one. Hey. Okay, we got a little chain here. Right? I'm going to throw this joint chain. Well, first I'm actually going to select. Yo. Well, that's interesting. Weird. Okay. Shouldn't matter. This needs to go underneath our pelvis. Yep, good. And then starting on this I want to add a IK tag, end joint here, turn on my dynamics. Why the hell? Oh, there's a keyframe. Shouldn't be a keyframe. Oh no, and then I forgot to actually bind. Okay, so, and then I need to select all my joints, select my mesh, character, bind, undo, 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 undo. Okay. Turn off dynamics. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Turn off dynamics. Add this back. Under the pelvis. Okay. Now I need to select all my joints, all the joints of my tail. Then select the mesh. Oh, there's a lot. Where's the tail? Tail is the body geo. I think I need to select my joints first, then the body geo, character, bind. Oh. I need to add these into I need to combine these, don't I? Oh, okay. No. Okay, so I can do this. Go and add all my joints into here. And then can I'm not sure. I don't, as you can tell, maybe I don't do this a ton. Well, it doesn't really matter. But what I wanted to do is, you know, make a cool tail that was wiggling around. But it doesn't matter. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to spend any more time on that. Anyway, yeah, so this works really well. I'm very impressed on how the AccuRIG thing worked. Look at this guy. Looks great and is a very irregular character. So awesome. We're going to be playing around, I think, a lot more with this because this is probably going to turn into my go-to where I would have gone to Mixamo. I'll probably come here now just because there's a little bit more options, like what we could do with the hands and everything was really cool, I thought. I want to rig up that tail, but also I don't need this character, so I don't know why I'm focused on it. So yeah, I mean, that's great. That's pretty much it. So I think we're gonna call it for today. you know, I'm going to be cleaning up all this mocap and I'll add it to the G drive. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We're going to be back next week, might be on Wednesday, because the wedding season continues for me, unfortunately, or fortunately. I mean, lovely people excited for their wedding, but it's on a Thursday. Yeah, bongo. I mean, it was kind of a bad effort. I'm sure it's very simple to do, but it's just because it added another skinning tag, and I don't know how to combine them, which is, I'm sure, very simple. But I'm a dilettante. I do a lot of things poorly. But yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. We'll see you next week. Announcements coming, beta stuff happening, lots of exciting things happening. So stay tuned. I think we'll have another contest coming up soon. So a great way to win a full suit, a bunch of different prizes, you know, discounts, cash. I'm not sure what it's going to be exactly, but it'll be, I think, before Christmas. So that's going to be really fun. So yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. And see you next week on Wednesday. And we'll be better about sending out a reminder for that. Okay? See ya. Bye-bye.